Hi everyone, good morning. Here I come now with the live stream that my friend told me that he was excited to hear about. And for this stream, I'm gonna use the, the homework of my student, Katya. I asked her to, hi Vinicius, I asked her to research about the three brains concept because we were discussing about the influence of the brain and how can we control our actions. Do we actually control our actions? Do we actually live our lives the way we want to live, or is it something that is programmed that we are prepared somehow to live? So I asked her to do that. Wait, what is the content that she wrote? She wrote, I asked her to research about neurons and the concepts of three brains in the body. I am looking over there because I'm reading. So I'm gonna read what she wrote for me. And when I share this live stream, I'm gonna tag her as well because this was amazing. I said to her, congratulations, that's amazing. And now here I am using her content to explain to you guys one thing. And I'm going to explain also how, hey, Jonathan, good morning. I'm going to explain also why I am explaining this in learning a language and in behaving in the life in total. So, what she wrote was, advanced research has concluded that neural activities are present in three areas of our body: the head, the heart, and the intestine. We have three brains due to neural connections in the head, heart, and intestines. And we can conclude that we have the encephalic brain located in the head and responsible for analyzing and interpreting received signals, the heart brain, located in the heart area and responsible for emotional insights, and the enteric brain, located in the area of the stomach, responsible for action. And then she wrote, Candace Pert was the first neuroscientist to study and identify neural connections outside the brain. Her research concluded that the body knows what is happening before the mind, and that everything in our bodies starts with a chemical reaction, even thoughts and emotions. Other aspect is that 90% of serotonin is produced in the intestine. This explains why eating has an important effect on our mood and why depression is connected to poor nutrition. The study also revealed the important connection between depressing emotions and inability to act. Hi, Christina. How are you? So, what I want to say here, what happens when you understand all of this concept, like three brains? You have the brain in the head, the heart, and the intestine. Now, how does it apply in the life? Because people think that we only think with the brain in the head. But actually, this is the least reaction that we have. We learn from the childhood, we grow up learning how to think with the head rationally. We rationalize things. So we are all the time thinking and trying to make things logical. So in the head, we have the imagination. So you have that image, you know. Um, I have talked about law of attraction before and how you manifest things and how I manifested languages, how I hacked the languages that I know. And this concept is very important because you have to have a clear image in the brain. So the brain will create the image that you need. You create that image, all of the thoughts, okay? And you have the heart, that is the intention. The heart produces the intention, and the intestine produces the action. So you have to have a clear image, a pure intention, and a firm action. So all of these three together. So this is why many people they become paralyzed or they start to have diarrhea because of anxiety when they have to do something very important, you know? People start to feel anxious and they have like problems in the guts. They have diarrhea and everything because of the blockage of the action. So the person starts to become so anxious and they feel something in the belly because this is where we engage action. This is why people like when they are going to speak in public or they are going to do something new, they feel butterflies in the belly because actually we have the neurons in this part that engages action. So when we cannot act, we have to pay attention to our guts, and you have to understand that in our whole bodies, we have points of energy, and we have to pay attention to all of these things together. So you not only rationalize, you cannot do this only. Because when you only rationalize your life, you're not living fully what you were born to. Because you are born to have this balance, the thought, the intention and the action. So you have to wash it all and understand if your thought is supposed to engage an action. And what will tell you if the thought is good or not is your intention, intuition. So everything, when people, I had the live stream before and I was talking about intuition because most people they be like, intuition makes no sense. It is like you don't have a rational thought and there is no logical explanation. Actually, the intuition is the first thing that comes. You rationalize, you think things after the whole body received, like your body receives the chemical reactions and the physicals and everything the body feels, and then later you rationalize. So if you wait for the reason to come first, you are going to be a little bit delayed. Now, I explain. How do you know that your intuition is good, that your intuition is pure? Because many people will act on impulse, but their impulse is dirty because they are filled with rage, sadness, and all of the negative emotions, all of the negative vibrations. And their intuition is not actually intuition, it's just an impulse that they are acting without thinking because they feel like that. It's an impulse, but this is not actually intuition, it's just something stained and dirty. So when you understand this whole connection that you have, you start to make your life better because you will understand why you feel certain things, because people they ignore the feelings. For example, many people they will feel something in the belly and they will not only, this is why the connection with food, everything I say is everything is connected. They feel the thing in the belly, but they be like, because I ate this, that. No, no, whatever. I'll just take a medicine. I'll take a pill. I feel it burns over here. Do you have a painkiller? Uh, People do not stop to analyze what is actually happening to their bodies. The importance of living healthy, of living aware of who you are, is that you can only use your whole body, these three brain concept, all of the things that I'm teaching, if everything is in order. If everything's in order, if you are eating correctly, if you are aware of what you're putting inside of you, if you are aware of the exercises that you're doing, what you're listening to, you have to be conscious of everything so you can work properly. Otherwise, there will be a malfunction. And people want to look and separate things. No, you cannot separate because everything is connected. So your food will influence that. The music you're listening to, the content you are consuming, everything will influence. So I know when my throat starts to hurt. I was talking to my friend some days ago. I was walking with my friend, my Brazilian friend, and I say, oh, dude, probably tomorrow I'm gonna have a little bit of sore throat because I want to say things, but I'm keeping it to myself. And I know that when I do not say what I need to say, that I put out what I need to put, I will feel a sore throat. So I understand the cause of the things that are happening in my body. Hi, Jonas, how are you? And I will understand that I'm not having a cold. I will understand the reason because I am completely aware of what is happening. Nobody is going to be aware of your life for you. It's not the doctor, it's not the teacher, it's not nobody else, it's you. You are the responsible to understand what you are actually doing. This is why I say be always aware of what you are doing and ask yourself what is your intention behind what you are doing. When I'm making my food, I ask myself, why am I putting the ingredients that I'm putting? What is there in the ingredients that are going to make my body feel good, that are going to actually give me nutrients? What is that I'm putting here? When I'm speaking, what are the words that I'm speaking? What am I creating? You have to be aware. That's not being fragile, that's not being vulnerable. You have to understand completely what is happening to you so you can take control of your life. So I'm talking about self control. I'm talking about personal development, about learning languages, about everything. And everything is completely connected. So when you understand that you have the 3 points in your body that has neurons, and these 3 points have thought, intention, and action. So you have all of them. And when you have an action, you have a reaction that will create another action. So you have to have all of them together in balance. You have to balance all of these things. So you have to think why you are acting. Because many people, they act and they don't know why and for what. They don't understand the logic or the intention that they put in the action. They were just impulsive. So they are just over here in the gut. Many people, they eat impulsively. Many people, they do things impulsively because they cannot control it. And if you do not control, you are being controlled, and you are the only person that can control yourself. For example, if you start to eat, if you start to smoking, if you start drinking, if you start doing anything, ask yourself, why am I doing this? And ask yourself, can I control this? If this is coming out of control, you have to take control. Because if you're not controlling it, this is controlling you. And this comes to self control. This is personal development. You have to develop yourself. Because if you cannot control your impulse, you cannot control your words, because your words are also impulse. You cannot control anything. So sit a moment and start to actually analyze what you are doing, because nobody's gonna analyze that for you. Like, you're gonna say, I don't have time for that, I have to go to work. Come on, think a little deeper. What is this work going to do for your development as a human being? You are just being busy for what? Money. And sometimes the money is not even enough for your life. So money is energy. Money is an exchange energy. So I give you something and you give me something back because I gave you. So there is nothing for free. This is an exchange. So I give you something, you give me another thing. And if you are working, you are giving your time, you say, I don't have time to sit and analyze what is happening, what are my impulses, my desires, my actions. You are actually just giving away your life without even understanding the power that you have. because the most powerful thing is not to have the money. I had a dream recently, and I wrote. There was one thing that I wrote. I was having a discussion in the dream with my mother. I'll tell the dream over here. I had to buy a land, and this land, I was over there, I was visiting the land, and it was full of water. The soil was good. The soil was a little bit hard, but it was very beautiful. But when I looked at the eyes of the people and the children and the adults, they had sight problems, they had vision problems. And I was like, no, no, no. And I told my mother, I said, Mom, I'm not gonna buy a land over here because every child that is born here have vision problems. They do not have visions. I would rather prefer to buy a land in the desert. She asked me, would you rather prefer vision than resource? I said, lack of water is not lack of resource. Lack of water is not lack of resource. And in the desert, you can find water. You can just dig a hole, wait over there. The water will come because in the night, I was explaining something to her. And then she asked, would you rather prefer people with good vision than resource? I said, yes. I prefer the vision because when you have resource and you don't have a vision, what is the resource for? It's much better that you have a vision and you have no resource because with your vision, you will create your resource. So this dream brought me the truth that is you have to have clear vision even if you don't have resource. So the vision, naturally, if you have vision and if you have knowledge, doesn't matter if you have resource or not, doesn't matter if you have money or not, but knowing yourself is more important than having money because money is resource. So if you don't know yourself, what are you going to do with that money? If you don't understand how you work, what is that money for? If you cannot control yourself, what are you using that for? You understand? Hi, Lois. How are you? Do you understand? Because if you have no vision, what is the resource for? So that dream, my mother, people here, something about dreams. When you are dreaming, in the dream, the people that are in your dream, they are they mean to you, not actually who they are, but what they represent to you. So my mother, she represents wisdom to me. And in my dream, she was over there asking me, are you sure? She was giving me that question, like, are you sure you prefer vision than resource? And I was like, yes, vision is better than resource. So you have to have a clear vision of yourself and understanding of what you are doing, why you are doing, what for you are doing, so you can make sense to have that resource, you know? Otherwise, this is why I say that rich people, they are not rich unless they have knowledge. Because many people, they have lots of money, but they don't understand themselves. So they are unhappy, they have no idea what they are doing with their money. So they are all the time consuming something, and they are wasting their money just like they have lots of money, but what? Why? They cannot explain who they are. So if you have lots, it's better that you have a vision to know what you are doing with that. The same thing with language. I have lots of language on me. What am I doing? What is that for? So when you have something, you have to have first the vision. Understand, you have to have a clear vision and a clear understanding of yourself. And you understand who you are. And then you start to create because we create our lives. When you understand that everything happens because we make it happen. Another explanation here, the brain, it's electric. So we have the electric impulses. The heart is magnetic. The heart has a very high magnetism. So when you have a clear thought, and a pure intention, and you connect both together, you create an electromagnetic field in your body, and you start to attract the things that you are seeing in your mind and feeling in your heart. So all of this together, you're gonna see and feel, and you start to attract whatever you. If it is good or it's bad, it's gonna come. So pay attention to what thoughts you're having and what emotions you're putting over there, because it will come. And while it is coming, you are engaged in action, because the intestines, they are not left behind. So you are bringing that reality to you, and unconsciously you start to move towards that, because you have to have the action. It is mandatory. You think, you feel, and you act. So you create that toroidal field, the Taurus field around you, and you start to bring things, and you start to act towards that. So everything that you think and you feel attracts and manifests in your reality. So when I say everything happens because you made it happen, this is true. And sometimes, depending on you, the bad things that are happening are good, because they are preparing you for your vision. Because sometimes people, we have to pass through difficulties to learn how to deal with these things, to be prepared to be who we think we are. Because we can only get in some point when we transform ourselves into the person that is over there. Because sometimes me being who I am right now, I cannot reach who I am there, because I didn't pass the process of building myself. So I'm going to go through difficulties. So do not get sad when you start going through difficulties. It's just you're being prepared to be there. But watch your intention. Watch your intention and understand if the path is going to lead you there. It's gonna lead you there. If you're learning things, you're gonna get there. But if the thing is going completely the other way around, maybe you're getting out of the path. So you have to understand, you see, you have to have awareness completely all the time. Humans are meant to be aware and have clear vision of what is happening to them. Otherwise, it's just happening. They are living some random life that somebody created for them. The programs, the TV programs, any kind of program that people will bring to you, and you're gonna accept as true. So I'm gonna tell you, I'm about to finish. I'm gonna tell you, watch, sit a little bit, and ask yourself the question: what am I doing? What am I thinking about? Try to remember the 5 last imaginations that you had, the 5 last scenarios that you created in your head, in the intention, the words that you were speaking. Be aware of everything. Stop for a second. Put down your head. Put away the phone and pay attention to yourself. Breathe. Remember to breathe. Many people are having apnea because of anxiety. People are holding the breath like they are not breathing. There is no air, there is no circulation in the brain, so it's not working. So stop, breathe, and ask, what am I doing? What am I creating in my life? I create what which I give attention. So where are you focusing your thoughts? Ask yourself. Take a time, take a moment to breathe, because resource without vision is nothing. Just remember, think, intend, and act. Thought, intention, and action. And resource without vision is nothing. Have vision. Don't worry about the resource, because when you open your eyes, you will see resource everywhere and you will make it. But if you have lots of resources and you have no vision, it's worth nothing. Think, have the intention, and act. Put all of them together and have a clear vision. And after you have a clear vision, you're gonna use the resource. So don't worry about the resource. Don't worry. Just worry about opening your eyes and seeing the truth. The truth, not true, not the perspective, the truth completely. So I thank you all. Who is still here? Jonathan and Jose Carlos. I thank you all for watching, and I hope you learned. I hope you learned something. After I finish, please share this live stream with people that you think that are supposed to watch, they need to watch, they want to learn. And thank you very much. It's gonna be saved. So have a good day. Remember, remember about thinking. Breathe. You need to breathe. So thank you guys. See you the next time. Bye bye.